Beneath the ordinary world lies a veil, and behind it, the voices of the lost still whisper.
We are your guides into the shadows, where true crime meets the paranormal.
From chilling crimes to haunted histories, we uncover the stories that refuse to rest.
This is Veil of Echoes. Welcome to Veil of Echoes, the podcast where true crime and the unexplained collide, where some stories are buried in history and others never really leave.
Each week, we step into places, cases, and moments that continue to echo long after they should be over. But sometimes, the strangest things aren't what's hiding in the dark. Sometimes, they're sitting right in front of you. The things people notice, the things they shouldn't know. The moments that make you stop and wonder how much of yourself you're giving away without even realizing it.
Because tonight, we're stepping into the unsettling world of perception, suggestion, and the strange feeling of being completely read by someone you've never met.
We're your hosts. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Bria. And tonight, we're stepping into something a little different. Not a haunting, not a disappearance, and not a case file. But something that exists in that strange space between psychology, performance, and the unexplained.
Because sometimes the most unsettling thing is realizing how easily the mind can be influenced, or how closely someone might be paying attention before you ever notice it happening.
And tonight we're joined by Joe Diamond, also known as the Midwest Mystic, a world record-holding mentalist whose work blurs the line between psychology, intuition, and something much harder to explain. Joe, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, after a nice and spooky introduction like that, I feel a little bummed. I'm just I'm just a Midwestern white guy. I mean, I guess that's still scary, technically, you know. But I mean, absolutely. Thank you for having me, and I've been loving the show, and I'm honored you asked me to come on.
Oh, you're so
Awesome.
sweet. We're
Thank you.
excited. So for anyone hearing about you for the first time, how do you usually explain what you do?
It's funny you say that because that is an ongoing, I don't even want to say struggle, just an ongoing part of my calling, basically. So for anyone who hasn't heard of me, hi, I'm Joe Diamond. I live in the Midwest, right between Chicago and Milwaukee. I like long walks on the beach. I'm a Sagittarius, and my whole life I've been extremely interested in the strange and unusual. And I do mind reading shows at the Maxwell Mansion in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, which is one of the state's oldest haunted locations and most haunted locations. And I perform there year round. I'm going to be there on Halloween night this year, which is a Saturday, so I'm extra excited
how
for
fun.
that. But I also do, my fair share of you know, corporate events and private parties. And in those instances, it is more just focusing on, like you were talking about, the more, you know, mind reading, fun, interactive stuff. But some of my shows, I really try to make them definitely not scary, because I think if you say you're going to try and scare someone, that's like a big challenge. But
Right.
I really do try to create immersive shows that do blur the line between reality and fiction. And I do try to make sure when I do research on a historical venue that I'm performing in, I get all my research correct. But I also want to make sure that what we do can't be fully explained, if that makes sense. Like, I'm
Oh, yeah.
always looking to,
Oh, yeah.
again, like you said, kind of unsettle my audiences and have them, be talking about it in the car ride home.
Mhm.
That's the very long introduction. The elevator pitch is basically what that my wife likes to use. Is she says he's a kind of magician. Instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, he reads minds. So he stands on stage and tells people what card they're thinking of, or word, or person. And people tend to get that, but it is one of those things where you have to be a part of it or experience it
Mhm.
in order to kind of fully grasp it. And as a result, people have called me lots of different things over the years. The San Francisco Examiner called me an occult aficionado, which was pretty good.
That's
I've
awesome.
a couple of years ago, I won the award for America's Greatest Mind Reader, and I was very honored by that. But I'll be honest, I think the other people in my profession, the psychic entertainment world, there are many heroes I look up to in this country and beyond, and I think they were robbed, but I'm still very honored. So I feel, but I like Mystic. I feel Mystic kind of sums up everything I do from, because there will be weeks where I'm doing nothing but giving card readings, and then times I'm doing nothing but ticketed mind reading shows, and then there's times I'm going to just random corporate events in Chicago or Milwaukee or beyond, flying out for something like that and just being the after dinner entertainment before awards and making sure everyone has, a good time. But at the same time, I want them to have that story of, oh my God, I can't believe he guessed what John was thinking of, or oh my God, John thought of that really obscure thing and he still got it, all that stuff. And for them to talk about it later on. So just because what like I I I love this quote, and I forget who said it, and I think it's one of those quotes that I attributed to a lot of different people, but they say, "Art should disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed." And that's kinda
Oh.
where I'm
Oh, I
at.
like
That's
that.
that's my
Yeah,
goal, I guess.
that's a good quote. I love that. That's awesome. Um, and then somewhere along the way, I know that you also turned into a world record. So could you tell us a little
Mhm.
bit about that?
Sure. So I did it back in 2000. I'll say it was 2010. I became the world record holder for solving the world's largest corn maze blindfolded. It's in Spring Grove, Illinois. That year it spanned over 11.1 miles of trail across 33.8 acres, and the
Wow.
average time to get through it sighted is anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 hours. And I got through it in 2 hours and 50 minutes with a local
Wow.
reporter with me every step of the way to verify it was all legit. She was holding on to my wrist. I was trying to get sense of the maze through her eyes and try to solve it all at the same time. And technically, even though, yes, I was blindfolded and everything else, technically my record is for just solving the maze, period. No one else has gotten it in that short a time, whether they were blindfolded or, as far as I know, no one else has attempted it blindfolded. But I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's come in. Granted, that was like the largest one they did. Uh, Even up until now, I think they've all been as big or a little smaller. I don't think they've ever been bigger.
Mhm.
And I don't think, the last I checked in with them, because the guy who, owns the farm and owns the maze, he came to my show recently and he said, "Yeah, no one's gotten that." So technically, again, I hate to, like, undercut this cool thing I did, but I do there's gonna be people going, "Well, what about this? What about that?" And, "Oh, just keep your hand on the one side," and I wanna point out, like, no, like, technically, even, blindfolded or not, I've got the record for it. So I'm really
That's
proud of that.
That's
awesome.
amazing.
And yeah, that's, I submitted it, online, and they accepted it. Um and yeah, it's pretty cool that it's something that is in, the Midwest here, and
Yeah, love it.
has a bit of a uh interesting, kind of I guess reputation too. There's lots of weird places. Like one of the places I've performed my Halloween shows at was the Woodstock Opera House, which is
Oh.
famous from the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray.
Oh,
That
oh,
town square was
nice.
actually Woodstock, Illinois. It wasn't Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. It was Woodstock, Illinois. I was born there, and that tower he jumps out of is part of the Opera House. In the movie,
Okay.
they say it's like a hotel, but it's a theater, and I've performed there as well, and that also has its own haunted history and such. So, yeah, very weird, odd, specific claims to fame for different things here in the Midwest.
That's awesome,
That's really
though.
awesome.
That is really cool. And it's what, been 16 years now since
Yeah.
that? So you
Something
do
like that,
still
yeah,
that's
yeah, and
awesome.
I've thought about trying to break my record. They've
Yeah.
been trying to break their record for a bigger maze, so I'm kinda holding off. I'm hoping that they'll do, like a substantially, like, again, it'll be slightly uh, less mileage, but more acreage, or less acreage, more miles. I'm waiting for it to be more of both. to
Right.
give it, because they always do it in a different like pattern or design each year too.
Oh,
So
nice.
Oh.
yeah, it's
Just
really
change it
cool.
up.
Richardson Farm. So yeah, if you're coming through the Midwest in the fall season, it's definitely worth checking out.
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
so yeah.
We'll have to go. Well, we're from
Yeah.
Missouri,
Yeah,
so
we're from
south of
Oh
the
yeah,
Missouri.
road.
yeah, yeah,
So we'll have to make
yeah.
a little road trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to, this was a long time ago now, back in like 2013, 14. I went to the Haha Tonka Castle
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
out
Yep.
there
Yep.
with that like mysteriously burned to the ground and stuff,
Yeah,
and got some cool footage there. It's buried on YouTube if anyone wants to
that's
dig it up on
awesome.
an old web series I did a million years ago.
Oh, how fun. Well,
But it
we'll
was
be
fun.
digging that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm interested. That's awesome.
So, when did this start for you? Was there a moment where you realized this was something you could actually do?
No. It was always there.
That's awesome.
The gag I say, it started as a gag, but it became true. Uh, Ministers often talk about being called to the ministry to be a pastor or missionary or something. And in a very real sense, I feel like I was called to provide mystery for people, and again, I've been obsessed with everything from, more traditional magic to paranormal phenomena, ghost stories, psychology, all this kind of stuff. And it's kind of under the umbrella of, all of it could be under the umbrella of magic in a
Mhm.
sense, because some of it is more ritual magic or parapsychological or spiritual or metaphysical magic, magic with a K. And then there's, theatrical magic, which, is like, pulling rabbits out of hats and sawing women in half and all of that, which does have some interesting
Classics.
folklore and interesting, deeper meanings we can get into, because I'm fascinated with that kind of stuff as well.
Yes.
But it also sums up Disney. It's the Magic Kingdom, it's the most magical place on earth, all of that. So, and I love that. I love those kinds of feelings of, again, like immersion, of feeling like my one mentor, she did my tattoos and she talked about magic being one of the few art forms that allows the audience to become the hero of their own story. And
Oh.
I loved that, and that's very much so, like, all the shows I do, despite my name being on the poster and when you buy tickets and everything, the show is really not about me, it's about the audience.
Mhm.
If, like, I grew up watching old Twilight Zone episodes and, Alfred Hitchcock
Nice.
Presents, those were on Nick at Night growing up, and I was the weird kid watching those, and I didn't process those were old shows, they were just on after 8 o'clock. After 8 o'clock, Nickelodeon
Mhm.
became black and white. I just figured, oh, these are the more grown-up shows. Uh, but I loved them, and I loved, murder mysteries and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to give people that reaction when I started learning everything from, playing card readings, cartomancy, which is like tarot, but with playing cards, or palm reading, or telepathy, all this kind of stuff. It was a way to make those TV shows and books and everything I was reading real. I didn't see it as that yet. But now when I'm working on like a show, I'm always thinking about like, okay, if this was an old Twilight Zone episode, we'd start with the audience member, maybe one person who believes in this stuff, one person who doesn't, and they go in to see the psychic or the hypnotist or
Mhm.
the haunted mansion, and what happens to those characters in that experience, and they leave transformed. And that's what I'm trying to get as close to providing as possible with a lot of those things.
That's
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's exciting.
So, there's also this whole reputation that you have for bending spoons.
Yes.
Where did that even begin?
I
Love
was a
it.
weird kid, like I said. I read about Uri Geller. I had some stuff happen while I was eating breakfast. There's lots of videos of me doing it online. There's
Mhm.
lots of controversy about spoon bending, even recently with there was a book that came out about the history of techniques and how to fake it. And there was like a New York Times article about it and everything. And like some like old school magicians were up in arms about it because it was like, well, they're saying, that this can really happen. And it's like, well, it can. It's been documented. Just
Mm-hmm.
because someone can forge the Mona Lisa doesn't mean the
Exactly.
Mona Lisa
Right.
doesn't exist,
Exactly.
If anything, it makes it more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, so after, you know, decades, 50, 60 years, it was controversial again. Luckily, I'm glad that I'm kind of outside that national like microscope on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Uri Geller, the famous uh, psychic in the 70s, and he calls himself a mystifier now, but he really popularized spoon bending in the 70s and telepathy and all these other like really, I'm just gonna say it, out there claims.
Yeah.
He's even been making some claims recently that I'll fully admit, as much as he's my childhood hero, I don't fully agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, he, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's complicated. He's in Israel, so, and that's where he lives, and
Exactly.
that's where he's from, and that's where his museum is. So it's gonna be complicated right now in
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2026.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All
yeah.
that said, though, I absolutely respect his moment in history and entertainment, in
Yeah.
parapsychology, and all of that. And he admitted that I bend spoons better than him. So I'm like, I will
Wow.
run with that. I will
Right. That's
take
Yeah.
that. Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah. So it's and I've done other I've bent other things too. I've done sometimes I'll do coins. I don't do it a lot just because it's very easy to just become like, "Oh, do this now do this now," and it's
right.
it's really draining, and, like, people don't mean to, they're just, like, fascinated by it, and they wanna
Yeah.
they wanna
Yeah.
see it. So, I try not to do it too much, just because I wanna make it more special out of this.
Exactly.
Also, when I have people coming back, to see me in certain places or to come back and see the show, people have been bringing their own spoons now. In fact, I just put on my Instagram, at Joe Diamond
So
Live, someone brought a giant spoon, like a foot long, and
I
like
seen that
super
one.
thick. Yeah, yeah. So
That
yeah, that
was
was theirs.
super
That was
thick.
theirs. I had never touched that spoon before, and you can see
That's crazy.
it looks like the
Yeah.
CGI effect from the Matrix.
That's
The line I
awesome.
say in my show is in 1999. That's about the age and time when I figured out how to do that. The line I say is, though that 7 seconds of CGI footage in 1999
Mhm.
cost $3.5 million. They should have just
Yeah.
called me. I would have done it for half the price.
Right.
Granted, I
There
was
you
12.
go.
Um,
Hey, this is the
but yeah,
real
but
deal.
there is some interesting stuff with when it comes to mind over matter with spoon bending and pendulums and the ideomotor
Mhm.
response and all of that stuff. And again, like I'm very careful to try to not throw the baby out with the bathwater on a lot of this stuff because there is like really good science that debunks a lot of stuff. But
Right.
just because I also don't, I will also say this too. I don't feel like my work would hold up in a lab. Like it's an art form, that's the thing I say. Mind
Exactly.
reading
Yeah.
is an art, not a science.
Right.
I think that's one of the negatives of recent years because a lot of this stuff just simply did not hold up in a lab, but also the love for your family probably wouldn't hold up in a lab under multiple
Mhm.
experiments with multiple subjects. Like, of course it wouldn't.
Right.
Your favorite sports team isn't going to have, hold up in a lab and all this stuff. And
Exactly.
so I, I, I don't think just because it doesn't hold up in a lab doesn't mean there's nothing. I don't think that means there's nothing useful we can get out of it. My big thing I try to like I do try to include like, hey, here's how like when I work with pendulums and stuff, I'll talk about the ideomotor response and what science does show for it. But there's still stuff that happens with a pendulum that I can't fully explain.
Mhm.
And I kind of feel science. I've read enough experiments and like research into it. They only go so far, and it's like, okay, but like I've had too many weird things happen to me personally with them. Uh, but again, I think that's the fun of this stuff. I mean, paranormal means outside of the normal. If you could explain it with
Mhm.
science every time, it would just cease to be para and just be normal. So the
Exactly.
fact that this stuff
Exactly.
doesn't hold up in a lab to me just was like, yeah, that's because it's not normal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
And that's what we love. So
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah.
so what are people's first reaction when they see it happen?
Oh, I've had it all. I've had people laugh. I've had people scream. I've had people cry. I've been hit.
Oh, oh my
Um,
goodness.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I've had. Well, the other thing too is it was actually that same show where I bent the giant spoon. The woman next to me in that video, it's her spoon that she brought it
Mm-hmm.
as, she was like, "Oh, I just brought it as a gag. I didn't think you'd actually be able to do it." And it's like, well, like that's the thing. Like
Exactly.
the joke I say in the show is like mind reading is the only art form where you're shocked it happens. Like you will buy your
Mm-hmm.
ticket, you will clear out your night, you go, and then I'll tell someone like a pin code they just made up or something like that, and it's like, oh, he can really do it. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen when you go see Taylor Swift. You don't go, huh? What do you know? She actually can play guitar. How about that? Oh,
Right.
guitars exist. How about that? Like it's like I told you what was going to happen, but there's still a surprise that it does happen or that happens to you. And again, I
Mm-hmm.
think
Right.
that's one of the reasons why it's stayed as a pretty niche art form, because you can film it, you can film other people's reaction to it and everything else. But it is one of those things where it is about being, to me, it's not even about getting everything right. It's about interacting with the people. So when I've done stuff
Right.
Right.
over, over Zoom or over radio and that kind of stuff, even, to me, it's like, I want that to still have that connection. But yeah, but the reactions too. I mean, some people, this one woman was like, "I don't believe you." And I just want to be like, "That's okay. We're not in
Yeah.
church. You don't have to believe a
Yeah.
single word I say." Like that's
Exactly.
even my wife, she's more on the skeptic side. She, and I put this in my show. I told her when she said, "I'm making this a line in my show." She said to my face, "You're not so much psychic, you're just a straight white guy with empathy."
Oh, that's
To be
funny.
fair, that's a miracle
Right.
in
Right.
2026.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I'm not, and I think that's the other thing too. I'm fairly skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, and I make sure to be clear about what it is I'm doing, what I'm not doing. Like if someone asks me or tells me they think I'm talking with like their dead relative, like I'm not a medium.
Right.
I have friends
Right.
who are mediums. And I've had some people go, "So are you a medium?" and all that. And I make it very clear that I am not. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want them to come away thinking, something. I don't want them to have bad information about how the world works, but I do want them to have uncertainty. I want them to have mystery.
Yes.
And I think that's something our society is lacking now that we have
Oh,
a mystical device in our pockets that gives us an answer whenever we want it.
I know.
This thing that was supposed to bring us together is kind of keeping us from connecting.
True.
So
Yeah.
let's,
Right.
That is true,
in
though.
fact,
100%.
we don't even allow pictures or video in the ticketed shows anymore, just because let's set them down. Let's all be present for a moment.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's just connect. There was one show in Vegas I saw, and I don't want to go this far, but I thought it was interesting. They actually had you put your phones in a box before the
Oh,
show and close it, and they were
I've
like,
heard of that.
yeah, so it's like,
Wow.
and they were at your
Mm-hmm.
table and everything, that's fine. But yeah, but it's like, I I get it, as a performer, because,
Right.
it is
Exactly.
something where, and there's a fine line between, "Oh, let's get this on camera,"
Mm-hmm.
but also, like,
Mm-hmm.
I did have my hostess, when I had that big spoon, I was like, "Oh, get the camera for this. We're
Well,
gonna do
yeah.
this real quick." Yeah, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
that's something you can't pass up.
That's an exception.
Yeah, well, also she's doing it. It's
Right.
not
Yeah.
because, like, the other thing too I'm worried about is if someone does react super strongly, like that person could be filming and not know that person. Maybe that person doesn't want to be on
Right.
social media and all that.
Right.
Like the Coldplay couple last summer.
Oh my, yes.
like you never know.
Oh,
You never,
exactly.
you
I
know.
mean,
I mean, they're maybe
that's
maybe they're poly and they haven't told their family and stuff, and they don't know. It's their own
I
business,
mean,
so you don't
technically,
Right.
know.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
not
You wanna
wrong.
be, yeah, exactly. So
Mhm.
I wanna be, conscious of that too. But
Right.
also there is something about just connecting again. Like, I'm glad, like, again, stuff like this, like podcasts and Zoom and
Mhm.
everything, haven't been tainted the way our phones are. Like, we barely use our phones to make phone calls anymore.
I
Like,
know.
Right.
this we do use to connect more. You're connecting with me, I'm connecting with you.
Yep.
The people who listen to this
Right.
podcast later are connecting with all of us. They're sending it to
Mhm.
like, the whole point of this is that connection. That's the
Exactly.
way
Yes.
technology is supposed to help with us. And there's too much of it that's not doing that right
I
now.
know.
Exactly.
So yeah, we gotta it's all about using, we're learning how to use the tools properly.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah.
I know I wish I could go back to the 90s sometimes, but can't. So
Yeah.
that's
A
more
little
simpler.
bit, a little
No
bit.
more
That's
simpler.
I will
Lots
say
of
this.
change.
I don't hate that if I ever have to, like, go back over to my dad's to mow the grass. I don't
Oh,
hate
yeah.
that my music
Right,
doesn't
right.
skip and there's not a cord wrapped
True.
Right.
around and
Oh,
everything
yes.
else. And my Linkin Park CD isn't skipping every 8 seconds, and I
Yep.
gotta stand still while
Yeah.
gets the anti-skip to go, and then put it
Oh,
back in the
yes.
cargo shorts and keep going, and then
Yeah.
pull the mower this
Yep.
way, and it pulls the headphones out. Like, I'm grateful for all of that.
That was
Sure.
rough. That was rough.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um, yeah.
I love that.
That's fantastic.
That is. That is. So, when you're doing these mind reading experiments with someone, does it feel more like you're reading them or just noticing things most people miss? Like,
Little bit of both. I guess the best way to demonstrate that, or to answer that, is to demonstrate it.
yeah,
Like, now a good time to try something with you and the listeners as well.
perfect.
Sure,
Let's do
yeah.
Okay.
it.
All right. So I'll do this with you and with both of you, with both Bria and Lindsay, but also for
Perfect.
the listeners. I'll describe it as best as I can for the audio listeners, and if you do pull a
Perfect. Yes.
video
Beautiful.
for social media or something, people can check that out after. So I'm going to
Perfect.
do this with both Bria and Lindsay, but everyone listening as well. Now, it doesn't matter if this will be recorded. I've done this experiment many times, or different experiments like it, and it does tend to work with people who listen to the podcast later or watch it as a video later.
Oh, how
So
fun.
I'm going to kind of address all of you as a whole for this. The way this is going to work is I'm going to send my thoughts from my mind out to all of you. Okay. This will give you a chance to see how this works, give you a chance to feel what it's like when you get it right and wrong. But it also gives me a chance, especially with the two of you right now, to know how you both think. So I'm going to think about a memory from
Yeah.
my past. I'm going to project it out to you and all the listeners. We'll see how many people receive the psychic transmission. Now, don't shout your answers out loud. And even for the listeners, if you're listening with someone else, don't say your answers out loud and don't think about it. Go with whatever pops in your mind instantly. Intuition is knowing without knowing. So
Okay.
take a deep breath and exhale, or else you'll suffocate. Very good. Now take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, get in your mind a number from 1 to 10. Lock it in your mind. Don't change it. Remember that number. All right, we'll do it again. Again, I'll keep it simple. Take another deep breath. And as you exhale, get in your mind a direction on a compass. Lock it in your mind. Don't change it. Remember that direction. All right, this last one's going to be the most difficult. This time, I want you to think of two simple geometric shapes, one inside the other, like a square inside of a rectangle. Don't pick either of those, though. I just said that. Don't pick those. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And remember the two shapes that appeared in your mind. All right, so I'm curious to see how this worked with the two of you. Listeners can, of course, write in or post on social media in the comments what
Please.
their answers. But I was thinking of a pretty common memory. I wanted to make it easy for everyone. I was thinking about my first day in school, and I couldn't find geometry class, so I asked someone where it was, and they said it was on the north side of the building. So did either of you get north to start?
Stop.
Okay,
I
both
did
of
get
you. Okay, all right, not bad. Hey, for both of you to both get a 1 in 4, that's the odds of that are pretty good. Okay, so technically 1 in 8 because Southwest and all that, but you got especially north.
Wow.
When I got to the classroom, I noticed there were 7 students. Did either of you get
Okay,
7 before you
wow.
changed your mind? Both of you did? Both of you did? Okay.
That was
Usually people think of that and then they change their mind to another number. It's like, no, stick with what came in your mind first. Okay, good.
Whoa.
This was the tough one. The teacher drawn on the chalkboard a circle and a triangle.
No.
Did you get either of those?
Not freaking way.
Did both of you get all of them? That's great. Oh, perfect. All right. Now, of course, this worked perfectly with both of you. Let's hear. Usually, listeners, if they're good at this and they do open their mind, they usually people can get it. Now, if you get none of these right, that's okay. These are the kinds of people who are better at generating ideas than being open to other people's. These are people who really think about what they're going to think about. These are the people who, when I say, think of two simple geometric shapes, they think of a star inside of a dodecahedron. You know, that's the level they go to. But this worked well with both of you. So let's take this a step further. Do either of you, do you have like a coin nearby or a ring? Just something you can like hide in your hand like this?
I have a bracelet. So
okay, can you like hide it in your hand like this, Bria? Are you able to? So like if you were to hide it, you could hold your hands out like this on screen. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Well, first put your hands out of frame and mix it around. Okay. Put it in one hand, and then just to really mix things up, spell your name, moving it once from every hand. So I would spell like J-O-E, moving it from every hand. You would spell, but I don't know where you're starting or stopping. That way, you know it's nice and random. Then put it into one of your fists and hold your fists out like this. All right. Now, here's how this is going to work. You can actually lie or tell the truth for this, okay? So I want you to decide in your mind if you're going to be a sinner or a saint, okay? A sinner is someone who's going to lie to all my questions. A saint is someone who's going to tell the truth, okay? Now, the question I'm going to ask in a moment, so decide in your mind which character you want to play, sinner or saint. Don't say it out loud, okay? The first question I'm going to ask, don't answer it yet, is if the bracelet is in your right hand. Now, if you're a sinner, you have to lie to this, okay? If you're a saint, tell the truth. So I'll give you a moment to think about your answer. And here we go. Is the bracelet in your right hand?
It is.
Okay, it is. Okay, it is. Good. Okay, now put your hands out of frame. Okay, so mix it back and forth. This time, don't show me. Just lie and or tell the truth, and I'll try and figure out what you're doing this time. Now that I've got a baseline. So bring your hands up like this. Okay. So again, I'll ask you if it's in the right hand. Don't show me either way. Just answer out loud. If you're a liar, lie. If you're a truth teller, tell the truth. Sinner, lie. Saint, tell the truth. Is it in your right hand again? Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I think I know. You know what? I'm going to give you a chance. Stay in character. Stay as a sinner or a saint, but bring your hands out of frame for a moment. You can swap your hands, swap the bracelet to the other hand if you want. Okay. Or you can keep it in the same hand. Move your hands. So I don't know what you're doing either way. We'll just make it a little harder. Bring your hands up. Okay. Just gonna make this a little bit more interesting for you and challenging for me. I'm asking you one final question. And don't answer out loud yet. I'm going to ask you if you swapped hands. Again, if you're a sinner, lie and say the opposite. If you're a truth teller, just tell the truth. Did you swap hands?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I believe I think I figured this out. Okay, so first of all, I figured out both things. I think first of all, you're not that great of a liar, which is why you tend to tell the truth. And second, the bracelet is in your left hand now. Show us. There we go. All right, that's 2 for 2. Okay, let's make this even more fun. Swap it back and forth out of your hands. Okay, because I asked a couple questions. Swap it back and forth. This time, spell your middle name as you swap it. Okay, so swap, 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 swap. Okay. All right. Have you done that? Okay, now it's in one of your hands. Don't move yet. If it's in your right hand, spell right. If it's in your left hand, spell left. Okay? Out of frame. So ready? Do that now. Okay? Again, move back and forth.
Okay.
And finally, think of your favorite season. That'd be, summer, spring, fall, or winter. And finally, spell that.
Okay.
Okay? Bring your hands out just like this. And just think about where it is. Just think about whether, now look right at the camera. Don't look at your hands. Look right at the camera. I'm going to say it's in your left hand again. Let's see. There we go. All right. We've got this 2 in a row. Let's do this once more. Bring your hands down. This time, think of someone you know, but not Lindsay. Think of someone you know, okay? Spell their name, moving it back and forth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Moving it once for every letter,
Okay.
okay? You know what? Spell their name one more time, just to really mix it up.
Okay.
Okay, so bring your hands up like this. So you've mixed it up, you've lied, you've told the truth, you've spelled different things. You're thinking, okay, I can tell you're thinking about it. Okay, it's back in your left hand again. Let's see, 3 for 3. Left hand, let's see. Oh, bummer. Okay, 2 out of 3. I'll take it. Oh, bummer. Okay. I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what. You did good. You did good. I misread you. I think we can do this then. Let me go for this. We're gonna play, and then don't worry, Lindsay. I'm gonna do something with you in a moment here. But let me do this with you, Brielle. I've got 2 note cards here that I just wrote kind of word bubbles. I've got 1 yes and 1 no. Okay.
Okay.
So I got 2 out of 3, but again, we were making it really complex. I think we can now simplify now. All right. So I'm going to ask you questions, and you're not going to say anything out loud. Okay. At any point. When I say give us your answer, give us a thumbs up for yes and a thumbs down for no. Do you understand the rules of the game, Bria?
Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no.
Yes, exactly. So you understand the rules of the game?
Yes.
No, you don't. No, that was the test. That was the test. That's okay. So yeah, just give a thumbs up. Just give a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right.
The trick.
The first question we're going to ask, I'm just going to do 3 questions. All right. It's personal, but not too personal. It's not medical personal. And if you want to cut this out of the podcast, you can, but I think I'm going to pick one of these in a moment. I'm just going to keep mixing them up. Okay. So I've got the yes and no. So in your mind, answer yes or no. Do you sleep naked? Don't answer out loud. Just answer in your mind. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to hold this in frame. I think this answer would have been different like a year ago. I'm committed. I've got one here. Show us your answer. What's the answer? No. Okay. I had a feeling you didn't anymore. We won't go into why you don't anymore. Okay, good. Okay. So that's round 1. So there we go. So that's round 1. Round 2, this is much less personal, but it is just as telling. Answer in your mind. Would you hit your best friend in a speeding car for $10 million? Now, before you answer, I'll tell you what my best friend said. My best friend said to my face, I would hit you with a full tank of gas, send you spaceward, and then pay for your hospital bills. And then we split the rest of the money. That's friendship, yo. So think about that. And also, speeding car is objective. Lock your answer in mind. I think I've got the answer you're thinking of here. Okay, I'm holding a card here. Lock in your answer. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Would you do it? You wouldn't. You're one of the few people who would turn down the money. I had a feeling you had good morals. That's why I said no as well. So that's okay. No, some people are like, I don't care
about it. No,
you were thinking about it. You were on the edge, but you finally decided. Okay. Last question. Again, answer only in your mind. Yes or no. Let's see if I can get 3 in a row this time. I think I can. In the last, we'll say 6 months, have you looked through a friend's phone without their permission? Have you looked through your friend's phone without their permission? I'm going to go with this. Okay, it's not good to lie to the mind reader, but again, it's your podcast, so that's fine. I'm locked in. Lock in your answer. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs down. 3 no's in a row. I had a feeling we'd have 3 no's in a row. There we go. So I got all 3 of those. Okay, so I know a bit about how you think. We can move on to that in a moment.
That's crazy.
Lindsay, we're going to go a little bit deeper with you. Could you think of? I'm going to grab another card here, another blank on both sides. Could you think of a PIN code, a 4-digit PIN code? Now, hang on before we do this. I don't want to put your actual security at risk. So do me a favor. we're going to make up a PIN code, okay? And then we'll treat it like your real PIN code for this, okay? But I still want the number to have some meaning to you. So think of a date, not a year, just 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the day. That will give us a random 4-digit code that means something to you. And even like Bria might have guesses as to which one you settled on right now. But we're going to make it so that no one has any guesses. Do you have a date in mind?
Yep.
Okay. Don't answer out loud. Just listen carefully, okay? Okay, Lindsay. So, Lindsay, if you're thinking of a date in the beginning or even like the middle of the year up until like the end of the summer, swap to a date towards the end of the year. If you're anywhere else, don't say anything. Don't switch. Don't do anything. So then I won't even know if you're switching or not, right? And Bria, you don't even know if Lindsay switched or not right now, okay? So that way it's completely random. I want to do one more thing to make sure it's random. So you have a new 4-digit code in mind, Lindsay? Okay. Yep. Think of those 4 digits. Don't think of them as a date anymore. Think of them as a 4-digit PIN code. I'm going to make one more request before we finally do this because I want to make this as interesting for you and challenging for me. Make sure all 4 digits are different. So you may have to change one of the digits here or there, keep it as a date, of course, but like you might have to change a little bit of the dates to make sure all 4 digits are different. Because again, if 2 of the digits are the same, I'm guessing just 3 numbers, not really 4. Makes sense? I want to make it as hard as possible for you and your listeners and everything else. Okay. So you've got a brand new code that you just made up in your mind, right? And again, even if I did research, we mixed up the numbers. So there's no way to know for certain what number you settled on. Okay, so could you shift over a little bit more just so I can see you a little bit more on my screen? Okay, right there. Yeah. So, Lindsay, I want you to imagine first digit here, second here, third here, and fourth here. See that clearly in your mind. Got it? And to be clear, we didn't set up anything before we recorded or anything like that. You're doing this all in your head right now. Okay. Just like before with Bria, where I had to see what she looked like when she lied and told the truth, I want to do the same thing with you. So I want you to tell the truth about which digit is the lowest. Don't tell me what the number is. Just tell me if it's in the first position, second, third, or fourth position of this PIN code. Which digit is the lowest digit? Tell the truth.
First.
The first digit, okay? And that's the truth. Now, think of where the highest digit is, all right? And lie. Tell me where it isn't.
At the end.
Okay, so I know a little bit about how you think now. Okay, good. So, see the first digit. See the second digit. See the third digit. And the fourth. Okay, so, I believe, I think, okay, so I think you, I think the true highest digit is in the second position. Is that correct? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Hard
Okay.
to read.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with this, I think. Okay, so because one of these is a 0, yes? Oh, interesting.
Interesting,
Oh,
Lindsay.
okay. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna go with all 4 digits are different, yes? Okay, I'm gonna write this. Okay. Oh, it's kind of sloppy, but yeah, I'll put it down. Okay, I'll leave this in frame just like I did with the others. You can tell us now, what is this PIN code that you just came up with?
1597.
There was a bit of a lag.
97.
1597. It's a really good thing we didn't use your real PIN code because I wrote down 1597.
What? Wow.
Apologies for the handwriting, but yeah,
That's amazing. What? I feel like he's
Holy
in your
fuck.
mind. Let's see. In mine.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's crazy. How fun. Oh my gosh. I love that.
Holy shit. I love it.
I love it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's crazy.
Thank
That
you.
was so fun.
Thank you.
Yes, and for our listeners, please play along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, I mean, if one of your listeners who also made up the code 1597, they're freaking out. Everyone else is like, oh, okay, that's fine. We can do something else with the listeners to wrap up at the end. But yeah,
Perfect, beautiful.
we'll do so here we did that. Let me I'm gonna try one more thing with you, Bria. Could you think of here, I've got a deck of cards here. Let me I'm gonna have you think of a playing card, if that's all right. Like in a deck of cards. So my great grandmother taught me how to read playing cards like a tarot deck. There's 52 cards in the deck, 52 weeks in the year, 4 suits, 4 seasons, 12 picture cards, 12 months, 13 values, 13 different phases of the moon. If you add the cards value for value, ace plus 2 plus 3, you get 364. When you add the joker, you get 365. So I just turned a card over in this deck. I'd like you to just think of a card, okay? Not the ace of spades, and not the queen of hearts. Those are the most obvious cards in the deck. But and also the joker's not in here either, okay? But just think of a card. So there's 50 choices, but that choice can tell me a little bit about your life and confirm what I think a little bit about your life, okay? Got a card in mind?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I've got one card in here reversed. It'd be amazing if the card you were merely thinking of matched the card I turned over in here,
Gosh.
right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
Yeah.
good, right?
That would
So
be
just think of your
awesome.
card.
Okay.
All right, Bria, the card you are thinking of does not match the card in here. So thanks for having me on the show, both. No, I'm kidding. That's not fair. Okay. Here's the thing, Bria. You're not exact. We're not exact, but we're very close. Okay, you're very close to the card I turned over in here. So there's 4 suits. There's the 2 red suits, hearts and diamonds, and there's the 2 black suits, spades and clubs. You got the color right, but the suit is wrong. So in your mind, change your mind to the other suit. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Now there's the value, which is ace, which would count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack would be 11. Queen would be 12. King would be 13. Again, I think you're close. I think you're only off by 1. But you tell us, do you think you need to go up 1 or down 1? Do you think you need to add a number or subtract?
Oh. Subtract.
Perfect. You got it right. Okay. So do that in your mind. Go down 1. Keep the color. Did you do that already? You kept the color, swapped to the other suit, and you went down 1 number?
Yes.
That's it. Forget the original card. Tell us this new card you just created.
I was thinking 7, the number 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts is what you changed your mind to, yes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go through, I'm keeping the deck in frame. Let me know if you see the reversed card in here before I do. Like I said, I will go slow. You can see all the cards are facing the same way except for 1 right here in the entire deck. You can see all the other cards, including the 6 of diamonds, the card you originally thought of. But I had you change your mind so that we would end up with the 7 of hearts.
So what?
That's amazing.
I don't even know what to say. It's great. That's awesome.
That is amazing.
What? I love it. That is so fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
All right, one grand finale for you and the listeners?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So so this is something the listeners can follow along with as well. I know if they've been playing around and following along with this, they'll see how difficult it is to figure some of this out. And if you put any of the video out, again, you're not like mouthing the words. There's not too much body language happening. There is some psychology to it, of course, but there is more intuition to it. So we're going to do something fun for all of the listeners now, because we all know our zodiac, our astrological signs. And we know that certain traits go with certain signs, right? I'm a Sagittarius. We're the Archer. We like to have a target. Pisces, that's the fish. They go under the water. They see things below the surface, all that kind of stuff. But what if we did the opposite? So we're going to give everyone a brand new zodiac sign based purely on your positive and negative traits. Okay?
Okay.
So first things first, I'm going to read off some positive character traits, and all you have to do is remember one or two that connects to you. Okay? You'll only need one, but if you remember a few, that's okay. Just make sure you remember at least one of these. Ready? All right, here we go. We've got generosity, victory, truth, grace, tenderness, comfort, awareness, vitality, affection, compassion. Each of you remember one?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay. And listeners remember one as well. Again, you'll only need one. Think of how that character trait connects with you in your life, and think of that word. Imagine that word written out in front of you. Now take the first letter of that word and remember the first letter. This is your key to a new zodiac sign, okay? Because I'm now going to list off some negative traits. And listen for a word. These you'll be less likely to pick consciously. So instead, listen for a word that has your key letter in it, okay? Now listen, it might not be the first letter. It might be the last letter or somewhere in the middle. So listen carefully for your key letter and remember the new word that has it, okay? Again, it could be anywhere, the middle, beginning, or the end. Ready? Okay, here we go. We have sorrow, vengeance, horrid, vanity, lies, rudeness, hellish, and murderous. You should have a new character trait, a random one now. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You heard one that had your letter in it. Good. Okay.
Yep.
This one is negative. So now think about how that applies to you, and possibly maybe it hasn't been drawn to your attention before. Like, oh, maybe I do need to work on that. So you have a new characteristic and thus a new key, right? So once again, focus on the first letter of that character trait. That is your key to your new zodiac sign. So listen for and choose a zodiac sign that has that letter in it. It could be Pisces, Virgo, Leo, Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius. I think I said them all. Yeah?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
And you've do you have a new star sign in your mind, each of you?
Mhm.
Good. Okay. And all the listeners do as well, right? They've been choosing their own keywords and character traits, positive and negatives. So everyone has a new star sign. Okay. So here are your fortunes for your new star signs. If you are now a Libra, you're going to stub your toe every day for the next year. Ouch. I know.
Ooh.
Sorry.
That
If you're now a Leo or Scorpio, you're actually going to get food poisoning on your birthday. Really sorry. In fact, those thinking of all other signs, your luck is probably going to be worse than it was before. These are the signs that are actually kind of poor at following instructions. All signs except for one. There's one sign that belongs to those who build their own future and achieve their goals. It's a good time to take a deep breath and relax, but only if your new sign is Virgo.
Nope.
Oh, really?
It wasn't mine either.
Nope.
Well, when you listen back, you'll get Virgo then. So there you go. It's okay.
Perfect.
Here, let's try one more. Let's try one more of that.
Yes, yes.
Here, let's do this. Do you have a let's see here. What'd you end up with, by the way? What were the star signs, out of curiosity?
Cancer for me.
Okay.
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, so C and G were out of and then the negative traits you settled on? Just curious about this.
Well,
that
was
a
hard one.
Yeah. Was it one vengeance?
Vengeance, yeah. So your key letter would have been V. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So we did.
Yeah, we did. I just
Oh,
did it.
okay.
I don't know
All
how
right.
to
Fair enough.
follow.
Okay, that's
I
okay.
don't know how to
That's
follow.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. We'll do this.
did
We'll
it.
do this instead. We'll do this instead. This is okay.
Okay.
This is okay.
Perfect.
We'll do one more test of imaginations. No spelling for this one, okay?
Perfect.
This is another paranormal themed one everyone can follow along with. I want you to picture 3 paranormal creatures, but there'll be imaginary for right now, okay? One of them will be a cute little alien who's just arrived from a UFO, okay?
I love that.
Little guy, gray skin, gigantic head. The second creature is a ghost. This is more life-sized, very scary, dressed in Victorian rags. And the third creature is the Loch Ness Monster, about the size of a small dinosaur, with fins, scales, and green skin. Can you picture all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I want you to arrange them in order of size, with the little guy, the alien, over on your left, the ghost in the middle, and the big gal, Loch Ness Monster, Nessie, on your right. They're all standing in a line facing you. Okay? You're going to mix them up with just one move, okay? So in your mind, grab either one on the far left or the far right and shove it into the center between the other two.
Okay.
Have you both done that?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have so you had a choice of which one to shove into the center, but now you have a choice upon a choice. If you like the new arrangement, that's fine. Or if you want, you can switch it back exactly the way it was 10 seconds ago. It's your choice, and you don't have to tell me which you are doing. Just once you've made that choice, stop right there. You've both done that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you to get rid of the creature on your far left. Whichever one it is, tell it to go away. And it does. It's gone. Disappeared, no longer a figment of your imagination. You can picture that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good. So you made a choice about the order of the creatures, and you had one of them leave. I don't know about your choice, so I don't know what two you ended up with. So try to picture them perfectly and mix them around. Swap them back and forth so that one is on your left and one is on your right. Okay? Have you both done that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Now listen carefully. If one of the creatures in front of you is the Loch Ness Monster, then have the creature standing on the right side of the monster disappear. Now, if there isn't a creature standing on the right side of the monster, in that case, have the creature standing on the left side of Nessie disappear. If you're thinking of the ghost and the alien, if those were the two creatures you had, I want you to tell the creature on the right, whichever one it is, that it should disappear. So that means you've got one creature left. A perfect figment of your imagination, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, you have to admit, if you had just seen an alien, a ghost, and Nessie, you'd be ready for your own late-night radio show. But you've moved them all around and told them what to do. And if you followed my instructions and the psychology of this correctly, you should be surprised to know that everyone should have ended up with the Loch Ness Monster.
I got the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, there we go. All right. Welcome back to reality. And you can give yourselves and your listeners a round of applause. There we go. And if there's more Nessie sightings after this, we can all take credit for it.
Oh, that would
Oh,
be.
yes.
Oh, wow. That was so
There you
fun.
go.
That was
There you
amazing.
go. So yeah, there's a couple interactive things your listeners can let us know about. Let us know if they got all of them, some of them, none of them. You know, it's always
Please.
interesting to
Yeah.
hear which things
Yes.
people got. So
We'll put some polls up
so
and
yeah.
stuff. That's
yeah,
fun.
exactly. Exactly.
How fun. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you. This was
amazing.
super
good
fun.
job.
Thank you for
Good
doing this.
job.
Appreciate
I
it.
love it. All right. So I think we have. Oh, how fun! That was so fun. I
That
don't even know.
was
I don't even know if I have
amazing.
anything to top that right now.
Oh, thank you.
That
Thank you,
was
thank you.
absolutely amazing, incredible.
Thank
10
you.
out of 10.
Thank you.
Would recommend.
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
We'll
thank
have to
you.
see you live. I mean, we're in the Midwest,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
will definitely Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah, I'm traveling a bit this summer. I was supposed to do some theaters. That's on hold with gas prices being what they are right
Oh my
now.
gosh, I know.
Plus
yeah.
with
It's ridiculous.
with the summer months and everything. So let me tell you a bit about what's coming up for sure in 2026. So for starters, if anyone does come to the Wisconsin-Illinois border area, there's a town called Lake Geneva. D&D
Yeah.
fans will know it as the birthplace of Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons. So
That's
he's
awesome.
from there.
How
It's a
fun.
really cool little Midwestern touristy town, but it's kind of like a Hamptons. People go there to hang out as well. The Maxwell Mansion there, I'm performing there every single week this summer
That's
in the
fun.
Psychic Parlor. Tickets are
Yeah.
on sale at thepsychicparlor.com as well as my main website, joediamondlive.com. That's going on the entire summer. There's some cool places to stay in Lake Geneva and everything. So if anyone's coming through, check that out. Also, like I said before, I do house parties, company events. So if someone's listening to this and if your work flew in like, a band or, a comedian or something for events years past, tell them to bring me in instead.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Super
It is so
interactive. I
fun.
keep the show clean, but it's still going to be freaky and fun.
Yes.
And again, people can find that out at joediamondlive.com as well. Finally, the
Perfect.
tickets aren't up for sale for that, but those two are kind of evergreen. I have no plans on and everything, however the schedule changes, it'll all be at joediamondlive.com. However, right now, going into the summer of 2026, Halloween night, October 31st, I will be at the Maxwell Mansion.
How fun.
It's signed, it's locked in,
Oh,
tickets aren't on sale yet. They'll be going on sale this summer. Halloween's on a Saturday. It's
Even
daylight
better.
savings,
Oh.
and it's the 100-year anniversary of the death of Harry Houdini.
Oh
Harry
my
Houdini
my
died
God.
on Halloween night,
Yes, that's
1926,
right.
He
and he
did.
said, have seances and I will try to come back. He was fascinated with
Beautiful.
seances at the end of his life. So we will be doing a really cool Houdini seance on Halloween night at the
That's
Maxwell Mansion.
that
And
is
he's from
awesome.
Wisconsin too, so there's a nice other little tie-in there too.
Hell
So
yeah.
That's
be on the
awesome.
lookout. Be on the lookout for that as well. Yeah, like I said, if I'm in your area, I am going to be touring more over the next year. It's just a matter of nailing the dates down and stuff. It's weird too. We didn't really get into like the business side of it, but like I've very much created my own career. I book my shows. I do all this. This tour that we're trying to put together, it's through another company. I'm basically just being hired as like the act in it. So it's so weird for me not to be calling all the venues and
Right.
all of this and doing all this other stuff. So it's nice to have someone else handling all that while I'm doing all these shows right now.
That's
But it does mean that normally I can give answers of like where I'm going to be next and everything else. But with this, when people are like, when's the tour happening? I'm like, I don't know. Not yet. It is going to happen. My crystal ball
Yes.
says it is going to happen. But it's just a matter of when is the question. So
Mhm.
but yeah,
So
but
exciting.
again, through everything else, again, the paranormal community and everything, it's amazing how much paths cross between conventions and investigations and just trips and everything. So yeah,
know.
so
Right up our
yeah, if you
alley.
do
Oh,
make it
yes.
up this way, definitely let me know.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. That's so
yes,
exciting.
seriously. I mean, thank you again for being here
Thank
with
you.
us tonight. This was such an amazing experience.
Definitely.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
And 100% we would love to have you back on the show again.
Oh, yeah.
Please, yeah, no, answer
For
is
sure.
yes. Answer is yes. We got
Awesome.
plenty of other
You've
topics
been
we can talk about.
amazing.
You've
How
been
fun.
amazing. Thank you so much.
I'm excited
Thank
to
you,
see what
Bria
our
and Lindsay.
listeners think. And
Yes, thank you,
Awesome.
listeners.
that'll be so fun. And we'll be sure to link everything like in our show notes and stuff too, like where to find
Perfect.
you. And you have a TikTok and Instagram
Yep,
too.
it's Joe at Joe Diamond Live on all for the .com and all social media platforms.
Perfect.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Yeah, be
Amazing.
sure to check him out. He's awesome.
100% amazing.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You take care.
You as
Have
well.
fun.
Thank you.
All
Have a
right.
good one.
Thanks.
Thanks.